their brand new existence here in MLS, as you can see, and it just keeps getting worse for LA Galaxy. But as I mentioned, the story that really blew up wasn't the match between San Diego and Galaxy. It was the brawl that broke out between rival fans after the final whistle at Snapdragon Stadium on Saturday. The brawl not only took place in the stands, but as local news reported, it also spilled into the parking lot. Here's San Diego head coach Mikey Varas on the violence.
Yeah, I just want to start by saying I understand that there was an incident in the stands after the game, and I just want to state clearly, as we did earlier in the season, you know, our club values are really clear. There's no place for violence in this sport. This is the beautiful game. It's supposed to bring joy. Of course, there's passion, but we're gathering all the information. I don't have enough information to give you guys anything, so I would like to focus on the game from a questions perspective.
I mean, couldn't have said it better myself, but unfortunately, this has kind of been Mikey Varas' new reality here with San Diego because of what's happened, and it's more than one incident that we've seen at Snapdragon Stadium. I mean, their first home game, their home opener, their historic first match had homophobic chants during the game, and fights outside Snapdragon Stadium against LAFC, smoke bombs and unauthorized items that occurred against the Rapids, and now this latest situation with LA Galaxy. We knew it was a bad reputation to get things started. We didn't want to label San Diego this way, but it seems, Casey, that the fans, and your sarcastic smile says it all. It's incredible that we're having to talk about this again.
Well, this sarcastic smile is maybe because my first club was Millwall, so I know all about.
You know a thing or two about all of that.
Sometimes there's a group that wants a particular reputation. And it seems like to me like there's a group in San Diego that wants to take things to a level that we don't see very often in American sports, and something that we clearly don't want in American sports. But if there is a group that's willing to do it, and you're not extremely strict with your policing in the stadium. I mean, there's a reason why every stadium in Europe has the ability to pick out the face of every person in a 75,000 seat stadium, to recognize them when they come into the stadium, if they've been banned for life, and stuff like that. Now, we haven't needed that in MLS.
Right.
And I think some people are taking advantage of that.
Idiots. Absolute morons who think this is amusing, who think this is footballing culture, who think this gives them relevance in the sport here in the United States or North America, who think that they are starting something that is real for their team, and that this is the way you go about it. You're just making yourself and you're making your club. A lot of those good people at that club, and I feel bad for Mikey Varas, who continually has to apologize for the scenes in this stadium, for the scenes of those who cheer on his club. Yeah. They're absolute morons. These are idiots who, from the crack of dawn or 10 o'clock in the morning or whatever the case may be, start tailgating and start drinking under the sun and think it's funny, and one thing leads to another. We're getting to the point where you seriously have to, if you're Major League Soccer, you seriously have to, if you're the state of California, start banning alcohol at these events.
Right.
Start banning alcohol until you get into the events.
I would go the other way, Hurt. I would start banning people.
Same.
I'm not gonna take the alcohol from the people that want to just have a good drink and cheer on their team. I'm gonna see a person go, yep, you're gone for life, you're gone for life, you're gone for life, and then all of a sudden there's other groups going,
probably shouldn't.
I think I probably shouldn't do this if I want to be a part of this.
We live in a society where the few ruin it for the masses, and that's what it is. And you're seeing a few. It could be a few idiots ruining it for not only San Diego FC fans, but visiting fans, and ultimately Major League Soccer. Major League Soccer preaches how inclusive it is.
Yeah.
Well, don't showcase the San Diego game if that's what you want to preach.
There's a reason why so many fights.
And I feel bad for the good people of San Diego, because I live there and I know how great the sport is there, and there are so many good people that go to these games. Yeah. But when all you see throughout this season is the off-the-field issues, it takes away how good they have been on the field. We're not talking about how good 100%. Mikey Varas' team has been on the field for an expansion club. We're talking about these idiots off the field.
Look, it's really easy. plenty of people in Europe who have been dealing with this for decades that can come over and teach you how to police a crowd that's going to be a bit hostile.
Yeah.
Bring some people over and be strict.
Yeah.
You know, and there's a reason why you don't see fights in stadiums anymore in Europe. Because the people know if I want to support my team and I start a fight,
You're gone.
I'm never coming back again.
Yeah. And
It's amazing how that works.
yeah, and this is early. They can really nip it in the
They
bud.
have to.
Listen, both of you know that I've been a reporter. I've been a field reporter in Mexico, and I know what it's like to be in a very violent, hostile environment. Unfortunately, when I had the opportunity to cover MLS for 7 months, I had a conversation with my mom who asked me that question of the comparison. And I just told her how great it was to not have to worry about the violence and seeing so many young kids and families really just enjoy a great day of soccer.
Yeah.
So I really hope that it stays that way, especially such a great town. Our producer Beto is from there, and I'm sure he's hoping the same thing, that this reputation can really just get cleaned up real quick.
That's one of the things I've enjoyed lately about Major League Soccer. When I was in Southern California, was taking my children to games.
Yeah.
Galaxy games, LAFC games, national team games.
Angel City games.
Angel City games. It's how much of a family environment it was, how great the environment was. Would I take my kids to a game at Snapdragon? Probably think twice.
Probably not. Maybe a Wave game before a San Diego game.